You guys probably all have to hit the OK button. When I was reading the stuff about how it hydrates at a cellular level, that's what I was curious about. I'm like, that's just got to come in and really enhance what's happening already,
Hmm.
regardless of which patch and stuff. So that's what sets
100%.
this
So it
aside.
enhances your patches. You can drink the Celergize in there. And then Andrew and I had a conversation the other day about the business side of this.
Yeah.
We had all heard things David was going to give. We were going to maybe make $500 a unit, and they weren't. David's worked out all the details, and I know the machine's pricey, but you wouldn't believe the people. There's even people that Matt and I've talked about the patches that wouldn't necessarily use the patches. Now, I would say the patches have done most of the changes in my body, probably for most of you.
Yeah.
And so, but they wouldn't even use the patches and they're excited about the water. So we can't even prejudge what somebody's willing to do, for this type of a water and the other thing about this water is that I don't know if you know where this came from, and I'm not going to pretend to be scientific, but I know Andrew could probably explain this better than me. But the way this water started is because David spent years studying the when well, he'd be a crustacean that lived the longest. He went to find something that lived long, and it was the lobster.
Lobster.
So he went in and studied the lobster's DNA, and went in and studied the lobster's DNA and came up with new numbers in it. That's how he created the water treatment system and how he figured out. He used a numerical system that came out of the lobsters and the book of Genesis. Now, I know this is bizarre, and I'm probably missing some good parts of it, but that's really what he describes. And he did so many studies, and he did it for a long time. So many studies about what made the lobster live so long and how he could incorporate that, and that's how he got to the cell infusion part of the unit. So
Yeah.
one thing that everybody doesn't know is that the water system has a filtration system. So that's just as big a part as, the light. It's crazy. Your machine, and some of you may have it and some may not yet, but it sits in your house lit up. It's a constant light. It is the craziest thing. Matt calls it his night light downstairs because it's light and it's just lit up all the time. So, and the unit is costly, but I will tell you that people, when they really want something, they'll make a way. I mean, I'm not gonna push this issue with people to spend some kind of money that they don't have, but I really believe in it. I believe in it that it really, and I know some things that I 100% am not allowed to share during the clinical trials. You can use your imagination, things that happen in the clinical trials that blew them away. And and if you want to call me, I'll tell you what it is. But I know that, and Andrew and I talked the other day about what kind of a benefit this is for you. So if you sell it to somebody personally, and you can, they don't even have to be in your business yet, but you would sign them up as a customer and then sell them the water treatment system. Right now, we are on a wait list, but they're going through the wait list pretty quickly. We know somebody was on the last wait list and they didn't wait that long, and there is a new wait list. But Andrew and I talked the other day about the financing. He did all the legwork on that, and they've come up with through PayPal. I mean,
Mhm.
they've come up with a pretty easy solution, and I think it's $35 a month to get the unit for six. Was it 24 months? I don't know how long it is.
Well, it
I'm
was
sorry, it's 317. I'm sorry.
yeah, yeah.
It's $300
And
for
it'll vary. It's a qualification thing. It'll
yeah.
and now I can't remember if it was Marty or Donna. One of you went onto PayPal to look at it.
Marty
I
did.
went on, I went
So
on, there's,
so what it is it's in the back office, the deal that they
right,
have with PayPal. It's not like
right,
on
right,
PayPal.com. And
right.
so I went through the whole thing. And if I could wait, so I have actually my first unit being ordered. I got on the wait list, but one of my downline is actually placing an order on the machine tonight.
That is
Uh
awesome.
really
So
excited
we
about
are getting 2,000. So here's the thing. If you sell the unit directly, whether they're a distributor or not, you sign them up for the $25, sell them the unit, you get 2,000 points, and then that goes all the way up line. So you can be 10 in depth under Andrew, and he's going to get the 2,000 points, right? So, I mean, everybody is. So, and then $1,000 bonus directly to the person. I will tell you that I have some people that are making it a little more enticing, and this is entirely on you, but because the bonus is so big, they're saying if you'll buy a water treatment system, I'll give you $500 back. So they're
Oh,
taking part of their bonus and giving it back, especially for a family member or a friend.
Hey,
You
yeah,
know,
what you do with your money is your thing. Yeah, that's
yeah,
I
so
like that.
you can you can say, hey, you're not going to get it when you order the machine, but when I get my bonus, I will give it to you. I'm getting a bonus, so I'd be happy to share some of my bonus with you. It's a way to get people to help them out and get them to maybe more interested in the unit. But, it's crazy. The very, very first time Matt and I drank the water, which was probably 2 years ago, we were both standing there next to each other, and you could literally, now we don't have this anymore, obviously, but you literally could feel it move from the top of your head down to the soles of your feet. It was the
Mm.
weirdest. We felt it move through. It was almost like a zing. It was the weirdest thing, and we both felt it. So I'm not sure that everybody feels that. We both did, and we've never felt it again. So it was just initially in our body, it was the strangest thing.
Man, that's
So,
cool.
and consistency with this is going to make all the difference. But
And exactly, these systems are priced right where most of these things are.
mhm.
Um, these,
pH water, the alkaline water. Matt and I
yeah,
just bought one of those for our all day drinking water, and that thing was expensive. That was 5,000. So
yeah,
they don't give these things away. David has a lot of money in creating it, you know, creating it, just putting it together. I mean, it would, he's literally had to put it back because there was some things in it he didn't like. That's why it took so long to get out. But he really did. The first unit that Matt and I had, we had to send it back because he's like, oh, it's not doing something that I want it to do. So he had him fix it. So
that's funny. Do any of you guys have any questions so far about this thing?
I do. If it super hydrates, you still need to drink your water throughout the day.
yes, I would. I mean, yeah, because
It's not
you can
replacing.
tell the difference. I mean, you can literally tell the difference. I will tell you, I have to force myself to drink water. I just feel like you can't drink one glass of water a day and be okay. But I will tell you, I'm never thirsty. It's the strangest thing. But I was drinking water all day long. And then when I started drinking this, and I drink 16 ounces first thing in the morning, you're supposed to drink on an empty stomach is ideal, and the machine stays plugged in all the time, the lights on all the time, and when you push it then it goes through its thing, and then so I get the water
Mm.
fresh in the morning. But I will tell you, I'm not thirsty all day. I'm not thirsty. I'm just drinking the water because I feel like I need to.
Hmm.
Plus we
Wow.
drink alkaline water, and I just feel like the pH is good for you too.
Hmm.
Is
And
there
then,
a sheet on all these benefits and everything? The price?
There's some videos that I sent to Andrew, and you could go in your back office in education and resources. You should be able to find some information on
Okay.
the machine.
All
That
right.
I mean,
Will
I
do.
haven't
PDF,
done that. I haven't printed anything out, but I guarantee you under resources and education, they've got some things back there now.
like that PDF that I gave you guys, in that there's some other information, stuff like that. I
And I
just
haven't seen
transferred.
a lot of testimonies out yet. The testimony thing is very tricky. We're having trouble with the FDA with in testimonies. There's a ton of testimonies out there. But and they will have, and Steve and Gino get them people to do them without saying the wrong things. They won't be asking Matt and I, but they'll get you'll have regular testimonies. There may be some on YouTube already that you can look for. And you can find anything if you go into YouTube and type in X2O LifeWave testimonials. I bet you get some.
Yeah.
I haven't looked.
When Kim, when you mentioned earlier, I wanted to step back on this. It's so true that we can't prejudge people where they're at and what they'll spend money on.
Mhm.
When people say, "Oh, I can't afford that," that just mentally in their mind is not willing or not sold on or
Mhm.
don't
Mhm.
understand or whatever it is. And we've
Mhm.
been talking in the past several weeks about gaining permission to bring something to somebody, not just, sharing an idea with them, but getting permission from them to have that entrance to, ignite them with something. So, it is interesting how those people you were talking about, your friends that, wouldn't spend $300 for patches, but they didn't shake a leg at 5,500 on a machine.
No.
So it is interesting, and people need to have that option for themselves. We need to let people, do that instead of pre-qualifying them ourselves because
Hmm.
we don't know. But also there are, I'm never going to tell people spend money you don't have. Thanks. I'm glad you
No.
brought that up, Kim.
No.
But the fact that the stuff that I went through last year at Mayo Clinic, if you'd had something that could have, destroyed, helped, quicken things, anything like that, I'd have made payments, you
Hmm.
know.
Hmm.
So I think we just got to be, reminding ourselves that, we got to let
Hmm.
people make that decision.
Hmm.
Because look how
It's
many times we talk to people and we find out a year earlier they were suffering of something and they just don't really talk about it. So that could be what makes a decision in the back of their mind, things
mhm.
that we don't know about them.
I think it's like having this in our arsenal of things that we're using anymore
Hmm.
today. We need those. I mean, people are getting hit hard with things like you went through, and I think that I think this is just another thing in our arsenal. David Schmidt wouldn't have put that machine out if it wasn't really going to do anything. I mean, he spent a lot of time. He got a lot of patents. I think when we started, what did he have? 130 patents. Now he's over.
130. Now it's
Yeah, now
two
he's over
205 or
200,
something.
and a
Yeah.
lot of those have to do with X2O. He is working on some other things. We heard he's working on some other couple patches or something. So, but a lot of those are from his machine. So he's put a lot of thought into this machine. I mean, the way the patches work and really change people's lives, I can imagine some of the. I know in the clinical trials, I've sat in meetings where we weren't being recorded, and David Schmidt shared some of the stuff from the clinical trials, and that happened. So just like the patches, you're going to have some naysayers, but I mean, you know people that the patches, either yourself or someone, that the patch has really been a lifesaver for them.
Yeah. You know, I remember at one of the conferences in Orlando, when somebody was talking about Dave. David's pretty humble. He's not going to do it, but saying, who else, has 150 some or whatever it was at that point, patents. And it reminded me, I remember back in COVID, I had gotten a patent on a project that I was doing jointly here with somebody in Daytona, where we did this machine that would do temperatures for people like 50 foot away in groups of like 25 at a time in motion. And I remember when I got that, provisional back from the attorney, and I was like, got a patent on some. And then when I'm sitting there listening, I was like, oh my gosh. Because that's when I went out to California. I thought I was going to make 5 million bucks out there selling that thing to, everybody freaking out
So
about
did
COVID.
I.
And yeah. And it was like,
Think you
boy,
were.
I came back humbled. But it's amazing, and it's not anything small. Especially doing the international protection and all that stuff. Everyone is there. It's not like, oh, okay, you've got 10, you're getting a discount. They're all the same amount of work, same amount of legalities. So that's a huge thing.
Mhm.
I
But
have another question. I'm thinking like gym owners, chiropractor offices, things like that, where that's something else you can offer your clients.
mhm.
And, maybe they pay a fee for their glass of water. I don't
That's
know.
what I was thinking.
But so my understanding, it takes like 45 minutes for two glasses.
Hmm.
So you
Yep, that
get
is
to go.
true.
So I'm not sure.
That wouldn't be very good
I'm
for
not
gym
sure how that would
owners.
work, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the shelf life's not long. Didn't you say, what is it, 15, 20 minutes, the recommendation to
I
consume?
don't know that. I think it's like an hour or something or
Okay.
two. It's a couple hours, I think. The water's still okay, but I'm not positive about that.
Okay,
We,
can I ask something? Does that mean that you can't get a glass of water? Like, so you said you drink your 16 ounces in the morning, so
mhm.
it's ready for you, but
Your
after that,
machine is always ready to dispense. I mean, now as soon as I take I think Matt and I get two 16. Is that right, Andrew?
Yes,
Or
yes.
anyway, we both get a glass. So then the whole process has to start over. So, but you can dispense your machine stays running. So pretty much every time other than right when Matt and I first dispense it in the morning, any other time we look at it in the afternoon, it'll say dispense. It's ready all day long pretty much. But I mean, once you dispense it, then you have to wait the 45 minutes.
Mm.
I mean, we have home meetings at our house and we'll make up a bunch up and then put them in small cups now. That's not really helping anybody, but the texture of the water is a little different. It's different
Hmm.
for everybody. And so I feel like it tastes kind of it's full bodied, let's put it that way. So but and when you hold the glass up, you can see things moving around in it, not like critters, like it not kind of like there's definitely something in there. It's full bodied.
That's
It's crazy. So, but you don't want to dispense it and leave it sit around. That's you wouldn't refrigerate it. Matt, he'll if he has a little extra, he'll pour it in his tea. I'm like, he'll to make hot tea. I said, I don't think that's working. I mean, he just does the most ridiculous stuff with it. But I'm telling you, he'll drink it. 2, 3 times a day. I said, you're probably going to grow an extra arm or something. I mean, I don't
he'll
know.
use it. If he does, he'll use it.
I know, and he'll use it for something. I mean, he
Don't
literally,
you get rough.
yeah, he literally does not obey rules. So he said that in front of David. He goes, "I think I'm drinking." Wait, and David was just like, "Most likely, you're drinking more than you should." Yeah. So I stick to my 16 ounces, but like I could go down there right now and dispense a glass. David says drink it earlier in the day because a lot of people keeps them awake. Of course, Matt sometimes pushes the button before he goes to bed at night, doesn't keep him awake. So maybe it does some people. You're
Yeah.
definitely getting a charge. That's for sure. It's
I can't wait
crazy
to
the
get
first time
mine.
you drink it. It is amazing. The first time you drink it, it's amazing. So what happens with the points is you get 2,000 points. I think you get the first. I think you get 500, and then the rest of them.
Two weeks later, you get the rest. Yeah.
Yes. So you will get credit in your team or through your leg, the person who ordered it, and then through the leg, anybody downline. You'll get 500 at first, and then 1,500 will come a couple weeks later. They just want to make sure they're not returning them. Or right now we're on a wait list, so I don't think you get the points until you get called off the wait list anyway. But he is really trying to move through the wait list. So if you get on a wait list, I think he's on second or third wait list, so they're moving him along pretty good.
Said about 3 weeks. When I
Yeah.
when I did the wait list, it said
Well,
about three
that makes
weeks.
sense.
Yeah.
They did 2,000 machines in 2 hours.
Wow.
So I've told you guys this before, but like when we all first started back, well, this happened to me in August, but we started the end of June 22. Um, so I got the patches first couple days of July because I signed up to 27th of June, and I was in Orlando's, hot summer. There's no wind. If you guys ever been to Disney in the summer, it's just miserable. And because I'm from the coast, where we normally have a breeze. But I ended up in the hospital for 3 days with an acute
Yeah,
kidney injury
I don't
from.
want to say that was funny, but he actually,
Well,
I was talking about when you dehydrated yourself, and Matt told you, Andrew, you're supposed to drink a ton of water when you start these patches. And Andrew's out laying in the yard practically,
oh my
forgot to
gosh,
drink the water.
I didn't drink the water. So, yeah, lesson learned. Woo. I didn't share that for a while because I didn't want to deter people, but then I realized, people have to learn and they can learn from my mistakes instead of doing it themselves. But
Yeah,
I
I'm
keep
sorry,
reading.
but Matt had a little laugh out of that. He's like, I only told him like 100 times to drink water.
That's right. Oh my gosh. That's so funny though. But I ate well when I was in there. Boy, that Winter Park. If you ever have to go to a hospital in Orlando, do Winter Park Advent Health. By the way, a little plug for them. But that's what got me excited thinking about how it hydrates at a cellular level. Because even though that day I drank my ration of what you should drink, 50% of your body weight in ounces, but that's not for being out in the heat. You're supposed to add
Mhm.
all these things. If you drink coffee, add the amount you drink. And I didn't. But I imagine, even though I would have needed more water, I imagine if I had the proper hydration at a cellular level, that would not have happened.
Mhm.
So I'm excited about it.
hmm
And
The other thing is it makes the patches work better, which I thought that was incredible. Just enhances the patch ability. And also the Celergize in there, he said that's really something. He's coming up with other supplements that we can add to the water because anything you put in the water like that, it just enhances that. So the Celergize is enhanced. If he comes up with supplements and he'll do drops maybe in there, that's going to be enhanced. There's something about this water that enhances whatever you stick in there.
When I come up, of course, I'm coming up, for Cleveland. But later in May or June, whenever we all decides the best to work out and everything, when I come back up, I think well, I'll have to figure it out. I might, if I can secure it and fly with it. Otherwise, I'll drive or just make it a
Can I
separate trip.
hold?
But I want to bring the machine up. Of course, I got
Oh,
to get
you
it
are
first.
something else.
But
Well, wait till you see the packing box for this thing. It looks like a microwave oven. Um, I'm excited for you guys in Cleveland. I don't think you've had any big meetings like that from This Is It team, have you?
No.
Oh,
No.
you guys are in for a huge treat. First of all, Steve and Gina are really wired up. And they just did Atlanta last weekend, and they did in Matt and I's team in Dallas a couple weekends ago. That was incredible. It was actually LifeWaves, one of LifeWaves meetings, and then when that was over, then Steve and Gina did their own meeting. And but so they've had incredible success with these things. And if you can fill up your car with people, you'll be doing yourself a big favor. I mean, you can all ride together, but if you can bring a couple people with you, you're really going to do them a favor.
Yeah, it looks like
They're
we got
gonna,
like 4 or 5 people already. So
yeah, they're gonna understand. They're gonna, just get a bigger picture and, just get to understand this a lot more in the community.
A
when you get in a
bigger
big room, you get in a big room with people, it's different. It's like watching church on YouTube versus being in person. It's
Mhm.
just it's a different.
Feel.
Yeah. But it's the bigger picture business wise, right? I mean, it's
Yes.
not
Yeah, it's not a
somebody.
product seminar. No.
Okay.
I mean,
But what if,
they have in their slides, there's stuff about the product. There's all kinds of stuff about the patches in the slides and about David Schmidt and the inventor and the pat. It's the same flip chart. They use the same flip chart that we use to do the Zoom meetings. So they will start out with the product and then go into the business. It'll be exactly the same as the Zooms that we do, like the Monday, Wednesday
Yeah.
evening.
if there was somebody that was interested in the business, would it be overwhelming or what?
No, it's very basic. These meetings are very basic. I mean,
Okay.
it's not a training. Like, so you're bringing somebody new, they're going to get just enough product and just enough business. This is not I don't think this meeting's any longer than an hour. Is it, Andrew? Hour and a half?
Oh
Oh, I
no,
thought
no,
it was,
it's
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 like 5
5 hours.
Oh,
hours.
it's 5 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay,
Yeah, it's like the
so
one we did in Orlando.
okay, so they are going to get some training, but it's going to be a mixture of both. But it is going to lean more towards business. They're not going to be overwhelmed. No, the meeting I thought the meeting we had in Orlando was what was exciting about it is you had so many different people sharing their point, their from their angle, how to build the business and what they give you some secrets. So especially if they're interested in the business, this will be good for them. If they're coming, a few people talk about the product, but they're going to mostly talk about the new bonuses. This is more, I'm sorry, I thought this would, a lot of times Steve and Gina do these tours where they just go from place
Yeah,
to
yeah.
place and it's a regular hour and a half meeting. This is going to be more like a training.
Yep.
I mean, you are going to get some real nuggets, it's going to be more like when we go to Unstoppable in August, but a lot more condensed.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's
And
going to be awesome.
it's nice for. Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, Lori came to that event that I met her at, was it in Orlando? And she, I don't know how many events
No,
Lori's
that
been
was
to.
Dallas.
Dallas, that was incredible.
Yeah. She couldn't be. She's in Jamaica and she couldn't get on. I wonder if Zoom does something different international. I don't know. But when you have the different people come up and share that's what's great about bringing newcomers and stuff, because or even people that have been in for a while, because sometimes when people have some limiting beliefs on themselves and then they hear different people, most people didn't come from real educated backgrounds, business savvy, that have really climbed the ladders in network marketing. And everybody started at the bottom. And when you hear humble stories, like Mike and Sai Hernandez are not making up their story. They used to go
Mhm.
through people's garbage.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And they remember, Kim, like a couple years ago they were talking and they were saying like they'll walk around the neighborhood going for walks at night and they'll look and say, "Hey, what do you think we can get for that?"
They can't get it out of their spirit.
That's what's
Yeah,
neat about just.
listen, they're not all as smart as Andrew and intelligent and all the big words like Andrew. Some of these people are very I mean, wow, some of them blow us away. You know, Steve and Gina, man, I've known Steve and Gina since Gina was like 18 or 19. She was out of high school, and Matt and I were friends. This is the funniest story, but we built a house in Gina's neighborhood where she grew up with her parents, and her parents, her dad liked Matt because Matt went into this neighborhood right behind her parents' house. I didn't know her, and we didn't know them, and my built a house when he was like we were like 27 or 28 or something. We built a house, and so Gina's dad was a very hard worker, so he loved going over there and watching Matt work on his house after work. So he befriended Matt. We were friends with Gina's parents like 40 years ago or something, and
Wow.
they used to invite us over for coffee, Gina's parents, and we went in there the very first time to have coffee with Gina's parents, and Gina was in the house, and she was they go, "This is our daughter Gina." And she goes, "Yeah, hi, nice to meet you. I'm getting ready for a date." And she was getting ready for a date, and it wasn't even Steve. So that's how long that we've known Steve and Gina. And so just to, see that, when we get, I was going to say, we try to get out of doing the Zoom meetings, but they put us on, Saturdays, actually, normally when we open up a convention, Matt and I do the dream. So for, 10, 15 minutes, we get to talk about that. But the other day, or a couple weeks ago, they asked us to do the training on Saturday, where we had a lot of fun, but I don't know how much content you got. But, anyway, we had fun anyway. But I was going
No,
to say there are some
love it.
speakers that Matt and I watch on the Monday Zoom and the Wednesday Zoom, and especially the Saturday training. Andrew, they're just unbelievable. They're like, they're just unbelievable, the knowledge that they have. And
You know, everybody's still doing it. That's what's cool. It's not like anybody gets so big. I shared with
mhm.
you guys a few weeks ago. This really happened. This was about 6 years ago or so. But Steve Merritt went to the dealership, dropped his car off. He didn't know he's gonna have to leave it. He asked Gina for a ride home, and she says, "You need to talk to some people. Take an Uber." You remember that? And he
That was
took an
great.
Uber. She was talking about it. He had to take an Uber, so he would talk to the Uber driver and try and get him in.
And
So
she'll talk to somebody at the grocery store in the line and tell some girl, "Oh my gosh, I love those shoes. Oh, you got to hear about my patch." That's Gina. This is Steve in the grocery store. I mean, he gets out to the car and Gina goes, "Did you talk to anybody?" He goes, "No." She goes, "Get back in there." She used to say that she had some real coercing things from he'd get in bed at night. She'd say, "Honey, if you get up and make a couple more calls, Gina." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, did she just say that?" But she had all kinds of ways of encouraging him.
yeah, yeah.
But he wasn't that. It's funny. He's a great coach and a great teacher. It's fun to watch these guys. I literally have watched these guys grow up, which is great. So a lot of times if Matt and I get on their stage, we cry because we just can't believe, this has been Steve and Gina's dream their whole life. And they take this you couldn't be in a better place. They take this very
Mhm.
seriously. They love everybody. Steve and Gina do not need to do this anymore. I can tell you that. Their business is ridiculously
Mm.
big, but they have such a heart to see everybody be successful and learn this industry and bring a great name to this industry and bring the training in that people need, that I think they'll go forever.
After that Saturday meeting in Orlando, it was Tuesday or Wednesday after Steve Merritt texted me, "Andrew, anything I can do for you, man, I'm here." And,
Wow.
it's like, wow, yeah, it really says a lot for the true team building here. Oh, you remember, back with that other stuff, I needed some stuff for my in-laws, and they met me at 10 o'clock at night on the side of I-4 in Altamont Springs.
Got you
You
some
know,
Jeunesse.
Yeah, that was they were in their house in Kissimmee and I was here in Daytona and he put in a GPS like we're not doing anything. I'll meet you halfway. I'll bring it to you now.
Yeah,
I had
that's
texted
the
him and
way
said
they
I'll be
are.
in West Palm tomorrow. Can I come by the house? And he's like, "Well, just do it now."
I mean, and this is constant. It doesn't matter if you're going to their house for dinner. People like, she can't possibly be like that all the time. You go to her front door, she's like, "Hello, what do you got?" One time she made a dinner for a bunch of people, and I was doing keto diet or some kind of thing. And I got over there, and she had gotten food for everybody and had an entire keto menu for me. And she ordered the food or something, but she's like, "I just want you to know that I got you all
Oh
keto
my
food,
gosh.
and I found a keto dessert." I mean, this isn't just it's just ongoing.
Yep, that is true of
Yeah.
personality.
And to
Well,
be part of something like that, you guys, is huge. And it trickles, you know the kind of leader you have in Andrew. This stuff trickles down. They
it does.
sincerely care about people and you guys and they love meeting people at meetings. And when you go here, Andrew can take you up and introduce you to them because they love and they'll take pictures. That's why they're doing this tour. And Matt and I haven't been able to join him as much as we'd like to, but she called me the other day on the phone. She goes, "Hey, we're firing them up. We're all over the place. We're getting this done for you guys." I mean, just so cute because Matt and I've had some things going on, and so letting you know that they're right there for you, and that's what you have in this team you're in,
You know,
and
like
you're a leader.
you guys have all traveled, and when you go to a Walmart anywhere, no matter where you go, you can tell what the GM's like by just the way the staff is, the way the appearance of the store. You can tell. You can tell what the people are like. We have one here in Port Orange, and the general manager's been there. She's been there for like 12 years, and I've been there sometimes. I've met her a few times, and I've seen her out stocking shelves, and she is the head top manager of that location. And it's these stores, like she told me her losses are $1 million a quarter to theft. A quarter. That's how much volume these stores do. And
Crazy.
but you can tell when you go into a store and the manager doesn't give a darn
Hmm.
about anything going on. You can tell those
Hmm.
stores.
hmm And
So
I've seen Steve Merritt at meetings, and he shows up, and there's not enough help, and I've seen him taping the cords to the floors. I've seen him do everything. I mean,
Gina was back
sweating.
there in Orlando.
Mhm,
We're actually these shirts. We were looking for a size for somebody, and I'm
mhm,
sitting there trying to dig through the box, and she's over, so she's doing it too. And I'm just like, I'll do it, I'll do it. No, it's okay.
mhm,
And yeah, they'll dig in the trenches. So,
mhm.
well, it's almost 8, isn't it?
We need to get them to come a little further east in the Northeast so
Yeah,
we can
that would be
hit.
nice.
They will. We got to get some. They go where the numbers are. So they've
Uh,
got some. They got a lot of builders up there in Cleveland. That's how they ended up there. So we got to get rocking this thing. The way that Steve and Gina and Matt and I built our business was by doing Zooms, number one, but number two, in-home meetings where, you are doing in-home meetings, and then you have, 3 or 4 new people at the house, and they're super excited about the product or the business, and you say, "Hey, we'd like to get into your house and do a meeting at your house so that your friends will come there." You've got to do this meeting to meeting to meeting.
mhm.
You actually, it's kind of like the old Tupperware days where you did your Tupperware meetings, but you were looking to book the next meeting. That's and getting into their house. So that's exactly what you're looking to do here to grow your business, and that's what'll get Steve and Gina over there.
Yep. Yeah,
Mhm.
you'll hear that a lot. The purpose of an exposure is setting up the next exposure, and that's the business side of it. And
Mhm.
and there's nothing better. You guys have heard me where I've lost with conventional business and just finished everything after all that. And I don't remember who I was on the Zoom when I got served that third lawsuit. I excused myself to the door, and I was being served. This is 3 years ago, and I was being served with my last lawsuit that I dealt with employees. That can never happen in network marketing. So glory to God. All right, guys. Well, Kim, I know you're going to take off. I'll say goodbye to these guys, but
Yep, no problem.
thank
Thanks
you
Thank
for
you
so
so
letting
much
me
for
come
jumping
much.
on.
on.
I'm
Sorry the other
super.
guys couldn't make it on. There was one of them's in Jamaica and couldn't get on. She was
Thank you so
trying.
much.
Oh, you're welcome. And I can't wait I wish I was getting to come to Cleveland. Sorry, guys. I've got a lot of stuff going on right now, but I wish I look for the day that I get to be with you guys. I hope maybe some of you can make it to Unstoppable in August, and I'll get to meet you there. But anyway, God bless you guys. Have fun in Cleveland. You couldn't have
Thank
a better
you.
leader than you do in Andrew. He's so cares for you guys so much, and just letting me jump on here once in a while makes my day. So
Oh,
thank you.
good.
It's my pleasure.
Awesome. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Kim.
Kim,
You're
very much.
welcome. All right,
Say hello
talk
to
to you
Bye.
Matt.
later. All
Bye.
right, I sure will. I'm terrible at getting off of here, so just bear with me. Oh my God. No, I got you recording. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here somehow.
Oh, wait, let me stop the recording. Yeah, before something.